Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. And this time around, let's start with some less fun news. In the past few days, you might have seen some rumors circulating around that Tohru Furuya is finally officially retiring as a voice actor in light of his recent scandal. Not only did he have an affair with a fan, but it also involved violence and a forced abortion, so understandably, a lot of roles that he was cast in were being given to other voice actors, and the prospects of him finding any new voice acting roles were minimum to say the least. So it really was only a matter of time before he would retire. But here's the thing, as far as I could find, he's not actually retired yet. Like, all I could find was a Yahoo News article in which the title says the same thing, but it's actually clickbait, because when you read the article itself, it's just some unnamed industry insider that says the same things that I just went over, and then comes to the conclusion, like his personal conclusion, that he thinks Furuya will just quietly retire. So it's not like Furuya himself came out and said that he is retiring. In fact, recently he still voiced Amuro in UC Engage. So if anything, I feel like he's just going to keep on going for as long as he can. For some better news then, we go to the figure front, where today we got some really cool new announcements. Unfortunately, the coolest one of the bunch is Premium Bandai Limited, the Robot Spirit Strike Gundam with IWSP version anime. This darker version of the Strike Gundam comes complete with its standard issue beam rifle, IWSP striker pack with 2 railgun firing effect parts, 2 anti-ship swords, a Gatling shield with firing effect part, and beam boomerang with beam effect part, and a bunch of hand options. And when not in use, the beam rifle can also be stored on the back skirt. All of this can be yours in May for 13,750 yen, 90 US. Not Premium Bandai Limited then are the Robot Spirit Skygrasper and Effect Part Set, version anime, and the Galbaldy Beta, also version anime. So for the Skygrasper, for being just a little airplane, it does come with a large amount of accessories, which it can also share with other Gundam Seed models. Figures. There's a beam effect part, landing gear, an action base, and a large amount of effect parts that can be used by either the Skygrasper or those other Gundam Seed figures, because, you know, sharing is caring. And it is also confirmed that in addition to the 3 standard striker packs, it can also carry the Noir Striker and even that chunky IWSP Striker pack that is soon going to be releasing. So for 7,150 yen, 47 US, it does come with quite some play value, and it can be yours in April, which is also when that Galbaldy beta will be releasing, for 11,000 yen or 72 US. And for that price, we're also getting a fair amount of accessories and some nice gimmicks. We're getting a shield with a missile launcher, a beam rifle, a bunch of hand options, and 2 beam sabers which can be stored inside of the shoulders with a cool opening mechanic. We also get 2 beam saber blade effect parts for them, a standard straight one and a swinging one, and by swapping out parts, the signal flare launcher on the head can also be deployed. So we're getting the works here. And earlier in the week, we got some more cool announcements, like the newest MS Mechanical Bust Gachapon, which this time around is the Wing Gundam Zero Endless Waltz version. One spin will set you back 500 yen or 3 US. It'll be released around March 2025, and the 3 available sets are the armor set in standard colors, the armor set in mechanical clear colors, or the internal set with light up unit. So you're going to need at least 2 pulls to get a full figure. More limited then are the Premium Bandai Limited Mechagurumi Suletta Calibarn and Mechagurumi Ericht. Both are incredibly cute, go for 4,950 yen each, $32 US, and come with a fair amount of accessories. For Suletta, this is the Broom Beam Rifle, open and closed hands, 5 facial expressions, a simple action base, and a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum. And for Ericht, it is this really cool effect part with the gun bits, a fancier action base, open hands and pointing hands, 2 parts that I can't quite place where they would be used, and also a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum. Although, all things considered, that is still a hefty chunk to pay for some relatively small figures. But that is still nothing compared to the 22,000 yen, or 144 US, that you'll have to fork over for the Metal Robot Spirits G Self Perfect Pack. Pre-orders on Japanese Premium Bandai began on the 25th, meaning that we now also have all of the details for this bad boy. It comes with 3 sets of hands, the removable Perfect Pack, 1 beam rifle, 2 beam sabers with beam saber blade effect parts, the Photon armor shield with copy and paste effect parts, 2 traffic fin joint parts, and a very fancy action base. All of which can be yours in May, which is also when those Mechagurumi figures are releasing. For the Gunpla then, it was just all of the details for the Premium Bandai Limited Requiem for Vengeance kits. Although, getting all of the details actually confused me even more because it sounds like we are getting an incredibly bad deal here. So first up, for 6,050 yen, 40 US, there's the high-grade Zaku 2 F-Type Lashon Custom and unidentified Zaku 2 Lashon Custom. And the warnings on this thing are a doozy. Glue is required, which is already wild for a Gunpla kit, and they state that if you want to reproduce the unidentified Zaku, you'll also have to do painting, which is another crazy warning for Gunpla. What really confused me then is that based on the price, I was assuming that this was going to be a 2-kit set, as in, you can make both kits with one set at the same time. But based on the wording, it sounds like you're going to have to choose. And whether it was on the Japanese or one of the English websites, I couldn't actually find a confirmation if this is just going to be 1 kit or 2 kits. So again, based on their own wording, I'm gonna assume that this is one of the worst Gunpla deals I've seen in a very long time. 1 kit, glue required, painting required, and a 6,050 yen price tag. Master grade territory. Like, what is this? The X model line? And it is a similar deal with the high-grade Zaku 2 F-Types Chups and Kale Custom, plus Zaku 2 Unidentified Type Solari Custom part set, which also goes for 6,050 yen, 40 US. But now, no matter which Zaku you want, you're gonna have to do painting. Again, wild for a Gunpla kit. And for the unidentified Solari Zaku, you're going to have to supply your own Solari F-Type, and again, glue. At the very least though, it does say that it comes with a full set of Solari conversion parts, so it sounds like at the very least you're going to be able to make 2 kits with this if you supply another kit. So yeah, all of this just sounds like an extremely convoluted cash grab. I'm sure that someone is gonna say that the price, the glue, and the paint are actually completely normal for model kits from other brands, but from Bandai, this just feels extremely disappointing. Just like when they released the high-grade Tristan. There is absolutely nothing premium about these kits, and I just feel really bad for people who like these designs and who want the model kits. The Lashon Custom is slated for January, and the Chubb, Scale, and Solari set is slated for February. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Gundam Delta Kai ground type has joined the fray, while on Steam, the Hazel Icarus unit has become available. In UC Engage then, it was all about Amuro and the new Gundam. In the global version, the UR versions of both have become available as super limited unit assemblies, and in the Japanese version, we got a preview for a new variant of the new Gundam. The new Gundam long-range fin funnel and hyper mega bazooka launcher type. Now, there's quite a bit of Japanese text on the screen right now, but it's not actually saying anything really. The top half is just a quick summary of the new Gundam's development, and the bottom half just says that the standard fin funnels have been replaced by the long-range fin funnel and the Hyper Mega Bazooka launcher, as you could already tell from both the picture and the name of the mobile suit. And what is also happening back on the global version is a new clan battle event. The first anniversary celebrations have gone live with 6,000 diamonds and up to 200 first anniversary celebration free unit assemblies. And until the 8th of November, you can fill out a survey on how you feel about the game, which I will of course have linked down below. Over at the Arsenal Base arcade game then, Unitribe Season 5 has gone live, introducing new characters and mobile suits from Gundam Seed Destiny, Crossbone Gundam, Witch from Mercury, and Gundam F91, alongside the new Rafflesia raid boss. And in other news, today a new Gundam-based satellite will open up in Hiroshima. However, if you're in the neighborhood, regular entry will only be from November the 5th. And on November the 9th, the 5th Reconquista NG movie will be shown at the Akihabara International Film Festival 2024. As for the things you could get this week then, we started with some bite-sized figures. For 715 yen each, 5 US, you could get a set from the 8th lineup of Mobility Joined Gundam. And included in the lineup are the Strike Freedom Gundam Type 2, Infinite Justice Gundam Type 2, but without the backpack, the Cholera, the Gelgook Menace in standard colors, X parts for the Strike Freedom Gundam Type 2, which is just a Proud Defender to turn it into the Mighty Strike Freedom, X parts for the Infinite Justice Type 2, which is just the backpack, X parts for the Cholera, which are the deployed versions of the wings, a beam rifle and a stand, and X parts for the Gelgook Menace, which is the atmospheric backpack, missiles, a railgun, a beam shield, and a beam naginata. And each set also comes with a soda-flavored piece of chewing gum. For 800 yen a spin then, 5 US, you can get the MS Mechanical Bust Deluxe Unicorn Gundam from Gachapon Machines in Japan. There are 3 sets to collect, being the armor set for the Unicorn mode, the armor set for the Destroy mode, and the internal set, which also comes with the light up unit. And if you collect all 3 sets, you can also build the Unicorn Gundam Destroy mode, but with the green Psychoframe. On the 28th then, we got the entry grade Gunpla carrying box with the new Gundam Luminescent Psychoframe image color, which for 1,760 yen, 11 US, comes with a greenish new Gundam, a slide of marking stickers on which Psychoframe is misspelled as Psychoframe, and a package of Ramune flavored candies. And alongside it, the Gunpla round boxes featuring the SD Gundam X Standard Gundam Ariel clear color version and entry grade Strike Gundam recirculation color / neon green got a restock. But instead of Ramune flavored candies, they come with corn potage flavored snacks. And finally on the 29th, we're getting another interesting selection of things. For 110 yen a pop, less than $1, you can get a random Gundam Seed Freedom bookmark, of which there are 26 normal ones and 2 rare ones to collect. Gotta catch them all. Then for 308 yen a pop, 2 US, there's 2 new Aqueous Gundam colors, being Dual Blitz Blue-Gray and Lightning Buster White. Then for 790 yen a piece, 5 US, you can buy an Ichiban Kuji lottery ticket for their 3rd Witch from Mercury lineup. The prizes include a figure featuring Suletta and Mirine from the final ending card, a visual stand featuring that final ending card, a visual stand featuring an alternate version of that ending card, 2 smaller Chokonoko chibi figures, acrylic stands, or a clear file and sticker set. And if you get the last ticket, you'll also get this slightly different version of the figure of Suletta and Miorine. And if you still need some more Witch from Mercury stuff, you can also pick up a package of Miorine tomato cheese flavored potato sticks from 7-Eleven. And it even comes with one of 4 random collectible cards. Other Gundam related snacks are a package of Haro candy and Gundam Seed Awakening Seed chocolate. But unfortunately, these do not come with collectible cards. But if you do like the designs, you can get them on some collectible goods from the 7-Eleven online store. In Japan, of course. There's mini Chikijis for 935 yen, 6 US, acrylic stands for 1,100 yen, 7 US, acrylic diorama stands with optional keychains for 2,970 yen, 19 US, and 3-piece can badge sets for 1,850 yen, 12 US. For this week's reading material then, there was the December issue of Model Graphics, featuring the high-grade Mighty Strike Freedom Gundam and Full Mechanic Sword Calamity, the December issue of Shonen Sunday Special, in which Gundam Aggressor is being serialized, the December issue of Hobby Japan, in which they are celebrating 2 anniversaries, being the 55th anniversary of the magazine itself, and the 45th anniversary of Gunpla. So of course, they're celebrating with a lot of cool custom Gunpla. And also a bonus book that features the top articles from the 90s and the 2000s. And they're not the only magazine celebrating something this month, because the monthly Shonen Ace is celebrating its 30th anniversary, and included in this birthday edition is a new Crossbone Gundam one-shot. And that is because Crossbone Gundam actually started its serialization in the very first edition of Monthly Shonen Ace, meaning that it's also the 30th anniversary of Gundam Crossbone, which was then of course also celebrated in Gundam Ace. Included are an Arsenal-based promotional card of the Crossbone Gundam X1 and a sticker, and there is yet another new Crossbone Gundam manga series. It is called Crossbone Gundam Zeroiba, and features a new heroine who also gets a new mobile suit. And as for the name of the series, Zeroiba is German for pirate. And alongside it, we also got some tankobon releases from Gundam Ace manga. Volume 22 of Gundam-san and Volume 1 of Victory Gundam Gaiden Letters from Odelo Henrik, which views the events from Victory Gundam through the eyes of Odelo. And then finally, the 18th chapter of the Battle Tales of Flanagan Boone and the 4th chapter of the 2nd volume of G Gundam Side Stories have become available for free online and are linked down below. In the apparel news then, this week it was all about Bankore, who kicked things off on Friday with some Reconquista NG acrylic stands. For 1,320 yen, 9 US, or 2,750 yen, 18 US, you can get the main cast on either a small or a big acrylic stand. On the 29th then, they celebrated Athron's birthday with pre-orders for a bunch of shiny Athron related items. For 3,520 yen, 23 US, there's a bracelet with Athron's name on it and a stone with the same color as Athron's eyes. For 3,850 yen, 25 US, you can get a glittery acrylic stand. For 1,320 yen, 9 US, there's 2 types of glittery pouch. For 1,100 yen, 7 US, 2 types of acrylic keychain. And for another 1,100 yen, 7 US, 2 types of acrylic clip thingies. And today, you could pre-order even more acrylic stands. For 1,100 yen each, 7 US, you could get these acrylic ring stands from either Gundam Seed Freedom or Witch from Mercury. And the idea behind these is that people like taking pictures of things with like a figure, a plushie, or an acrylic stand of their favorite character. But the problem is that you only have 2 hands, limiting how you can take the picture. And that is what this thing is trying to solve. You simply slide the ring over your finger, allowing you to easily snap a picture of you holding onto another item. And apparently, they also advertise that it's handy for showing off your nails. And then finally, we have some Requiem for Vengeance items. You can get the 2 promotional images on either a tapestry for 3,300 yen, 22 US, a mug for 2,530 yen, 17 US, or a keychain for 880 yen, 6 US. And then you can get the main cast on either a big or a standard acrylic stand for 2,750 yen, 18 US, or 1,320 yen, 9 US, respectively. And all of these Banquet items are slated for a December release, with the exception of the Atherin bracelet, which is slated for a February release. And as always, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. Because fall is in full swing right now, Gundam.info wants to know which mobile suit's color scheme evokes the feeling of falling leaves the most, or in other words, what is your favorite orangey yellowy mobile suit? The Arjarja, the Zoloat, the Zeus Gundam, or the Goof Ignited Heine Custom? And it's been a while, but the Gundam.info version of the poll and the Twitter version of the poll are actually in complete agreement, even almost down to the spread. The Zoloat and the Zeus Gundam are fighting for a very distant third place, while the Arjarja and the Goof are vying for first. But what surprised me here is that the Arjarja is actually in the lead, only slightly on Twitter, but relatively comfortable on Gundam.info, and I would have assumed that the Arjarja was a slightly more obscure mobile suit, especially when we're comparing it to the Goof Ignited. But I guess I was wrong. And if you want to cast your vote, I'll of course have the links down below. That has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.